Welcome to the Cabral Concept, where board-certified naturopath and integrative health practitioner Dr. Stephen Cabral shares how he was diagnosed at the age of 17 with a life-altering illness and given no hope for recovery. It was only after studying and traveling all over the world did he discover how to combine ancient Ayurvedic healing practices with state-of-the-art naturopathic and functional medicine to fully rebalance the body and re-energize it with life. It's time to discover how to get well, lose weight, and finally feel alive again. And now, here's your host, Dr. Stephen Cabral.
Welcome back, everyone. We're here with a new week of the Cabral Concept. So glad you could join me. We're on our Motivation and Mindset Monday show, which is all about not just the motivation. I always tell you that. It's not just the motivation, but what I want you to do is each and every week just work just a little bit more. Take one more step forward on changing your mindset. You might say, well, what is changing your mindset? Well, that's what today's show is really all about. We're talking about breaking this cycle, this brain's pattern of negative thoughts and negative thinking. You have to understand is that you have about 75,000 thoughts per day. Now, this number changes based on the psychologist or neuroscientist that you're speaking to, but we're talking about somewhere around 75 to 90,000, I've heard, to 100,000 thoughts per day. Obviously, that is a lot of thoughts, but here's what they don't disagree on, right? Even if you say 75,000 or you say 90,000, it's kind of a moot point at that point, right? It's a lot of thoughts per day. But what they don't disagree on is about 91% of those thoughts. So over 90% of all your thoughts are exactly the same from day to day. What that means is this, is that we all are unique, right? But we all have our own way of thinking about the world. So each and every day we wake up in a pattern, in a cycle of thought. That means that I see the world in my own way. You see the world in your own way, and that is how the world is. It's really interesting because we all like to think that we're always right all the time, and I get it. I understand that. I like to think that too. But, the truth is we're only looking at the world from our perspective. So I might feel really strongly on one viewpoint because it's what I've come to know and believe in my life. And you feel really strong on another point. It's because it's what you've lived and what you've seen in your life. So who's right and who's wrong? Well, you've lived it. It's literally right for you. I've lived it. It's been right for me. But that doesn't mean that it's positive. So you have to understand, when I got sick at the age of 17 years old, what was my predominant thought process? Is like, I'm sick. Nobody can figure out what's wrong with me. I'm going from doctor to doctor. They're not giving me any hope. There's no doctor out there that can help me. I'm trying all these different protocols. None of them are working. This is going to be it for the rest of my life. Okay, you can't tell me I was wrong. Like, that was my reality, right? That was my reality. But what happened? Every single day I woke up, what did I do? I checked to see how sick I was. I felt the glands in my neck, right? Where they swollen? Was the back of my throat all swollen? Were my eyes swollen shut? Was I having difficulty swallowing because my tongue, my throat would be so swollen? Were my legs exhausted that day when I got up out of bed? Did I have a headache? Did I have brain fog? I was basically going through this checklist of all the things that are typically wrong with me. So what was I focused on? All of the things that were going wrong in my life. And again, was I wrong? No, that was my reality yesterday and the day before that and the day before that. So it's what I continued on with the rest of that day. And then guess what? I was just in a cycle and I did it the next day and the next day. So what happened? Well, 91% of all of my thoughts for the day were basically the same thing, right? It wasn't just about my health, but my health played a big role in it. Remember, if you're in a bad spot right now because of your career or your work, maybe you're out of work or you don't have a job that you like, or you're in a relationship that isn't going well, you can't find the right person, or spiritually you don't feel connected, you feel lost in this world, you feel lost in life, or your weight isn't where you want it to be, you're 20, 30, 50, 100 pounds over the ideal weight that you want to be at, or your health isn't where it should be, like I just spoke about with myself. Well, it's very, very difficult to not get into this cycle of being a victim, of feeling terrible, and, because it's your reality. It's literally who you are at the moment. So why wouldn't you keep thinking more of the same? Because you have no reason to think that anything will be different in the future. And that's the wild thing. Because the only way to change your current reality is to somehow begin to believe and think new thoughts that the future can be different from the present. But this is also why most people never change. It doesn't have to actually do with having new information at the moment. Because what I need you to do is simply focus on the fact that 9% of our thoughts can be new thoughts. 9% every day, it's a small amount, but we can start there, get to potentially turn the tide for you. What does that even mean? It means that that if you continue to think the same thoughts, and I can only use myself as an example, I would continue to be sick, and I would be sick to this day, about 25 years later. That's pretty miserable. That was a miserable reality I was living through. So what did I do differently? Well, I was still sick, but I allowed for 9% of those thoughts, right? That's what we're given, to be focused on, all right, this last doctor didn't work. This last protocol didn't work. This last whatever didn't work. Here's another one that I haven't tried yet. And so all I would do is, I wasn't super hopeful. Don't get me wrong. I had gone through this for many years. But I said, I don't have anything else to lose. I might as well try. So again, exactly, not the epitome of optimism, right? I just say, I have nothing else to lose. I might as well give it a shot. It probably won't work, but hey, let's go for it anyways. I don't have anything else to lose. It's not going to make me more sick than I am right now. So here's what I did. I tried the next thing. And I would actually say, oh, there's a little bit of benefit here. Now, a lot of times I relapsed. I got worse, no doubt about it. But there'd be moments I'm like, oh, there's something to this. This may work. But all that mattered is what I talk about all the time, is that I suspended disbelief, even if just for a moment. And here's how to do that. So what we need to do ultimately is begin to rewire our mind, rewire our predominant thoughts. If 91% of the thoughts are just habitual and we kind of go through them each and every day, well, what we need to do is create some new habits in the way that we think, so that we don't need to say, oh, we need to think positive today. I need to be positive and like keep going through that over and over. No, what you need to do is make that automatic, because it's automatically automatic, right? That's the way that your thought and your brain works, because only 5% or so is conscious, 95% is subconscious. And that's basically what these neuroscientists are trying to tell us. We run on programs. Literally, I ran on programs from childhood. I ran on programs in my teenage years. And then I had this program for almost a decade that I was a sick kid. What did I have to do? The first thing, the ultimate thing you have to do is just simply be aware of your most dominant thoughts. So I had to become aware, wow, I'm really focused on what I can't do in life. I can't exercise how I want. I can no longer play sports. I can't stay up late at night. I get sick. I can't go out with my friends and, have a good time. I can't drink alcohol. It will make me sick. I've all these allergies. I've got gut issues. I was focused on like all the things that I can't do and all the issues I had. Okay. What did I have to do? First, I just had to be aware that I was, holding a pity party for myself literally every single day. Now, was I unfounded in doing that? No. I mean, literally, I was a sick kid. I was a sick 17-year-old all the way almost to 27 years old when I got better, right? Didn't take me that long to get better. Just keep that in mind. Took me about 6 months to get better, 4 to 6 months, once I found the person that helped me put it all together. But I'll get to that, right? So I didn't get to find that person until I began to suspend disbelief so I could actually find them. But also, more importantly, I had to be aware of all these negative thoughts. Because once I was aware of them, I would say this, okay, now what do I do? Well, here's the thing. You can't stop a negative thought. That's the interesting thing. You can't stop a negative thought. I've tried. I've looked into it. Is there any way we can do this? Here's what we can do, though. We're aware of it every time it pops up. That's the first step. The second is that we know we can't just remove it. So what do we have to do? We have to replace it. That is one of the secrets. You need to rewrite over the code that's already there. You can't erase it. You have to rewrite over it. Now, what does that do? It essentially then eliminates it. Because now when you have a particular thought, let's say every day you wake up, let's just take it again for myself. Every day you wake up and you're like, oh, swollen glands again, can't swallow, brain fog, legs are exhausted, heart rate's accelerated. I feel terrible. I feel like a zombie, right? Okay. What did I have to do? Instead of immediately thinking those thoughts right away, I had to say cancel. I had to say stop. I had to do something, snap my fingers, anything that's a pattern interrupt. And then from there, what do? You replace. Replace right away. You replace. Okay, it happens every single day. It's the same thoughts. Okay, what did I do? I read this great quote many, many years ago by Emile Culier, and I talk about him in my book, The Rain Barrel Effect, spoken about him on podcasts. I teach inside of IHP. All I did was wake up with this mantra. Every day, in every way, I'm getting better and better. Every day, in every way, I'm getting better and better. What I realized was it doesn't matter what you're getting better at. This mantra literally works for anything. Relationships, career, health, spirituality, body transformation, anything. Because it's not specific. You allow your subconscious and your brain to figure out what you need to get better at. Every day in every way, I'm getting better and better. For me, I subconsciously knew it's about my health, right? That's what I needed to get back, because if I didn't have my health, forget about my career, forget about my relationships. My body's just, as I call it, luggage. I'm dragging it around all day. That's what it is. So what I needed to do was get my health back. Every day in every way, I'm getting better and better. So I use this mantra, and I encourage you to use it. It's not mine. Please do feel free to use it. Because again, everything in life is about just paying it forward. Whatever works for you, teach it to someone else. That's what it's all about, right? Each one teach one. So here's what we need to do. Every day when I woke up, and immediately my mind was going, I can feel my throat, I can feel my glands, I'm exhausted, all these different things. Right away, cancel, stop. Every day in every way, I'm getting better and better. Every day in every way, I'm getting better and better. And I would say that like 10 times, 20 times. And then all of a sudden, okay, I couldn't think about what I was thinking about before. That's been canceled now. And then what I would do is I would say that throughout the day, every time my body was ailing me, it didn't feel well, whatever it is. I would say that. And then after that, I would say, okay, now what am I doing now to move towards health, right? So first is cancel. Second, replace it with whatever your mantra is: strong, healthy, resilient, powerful, whatever it is. I recommend a positive, so like it's put the positive in there, it's vibrant, right? Vibrant. Even if you're not there yet, it's where you will be. I'm feeling vibrant. I'm vibrant. I embody vibrancy. Put the I am in front of it if you want. That's a great way to do it too. Tells the subconscious what you are. Maybe not that second, but that's what you are. That's your natural state. You need to get back to that. So that's really what it's all about. So first we're canceling, then we're putting in our mantra, every day in every way, I'm getting better and better. And then right after that, okay, the thought's now gone that you're not feeling well or whatever's not going well for you. And now replace it with, and here's what I'm working on today. Okay, I've got my healthy lunch lined up. I've got my steps that I'm taking today. I've got my meditation that I'm doing. I've got this, that, and the other protocol, right? And so that's now what you're focused on. First, cancel the negative, replace it with a new mantra, and then what do you need? Well, you need an action, right? You can't keep doing the old actions. But here's the interesting thing. Our thoughts lead to feelings. Those feelings lead to actions. When I wasn't sick, I would tell myself I was sick. Of course, I was. What did that lead? I felt down. I felt terrible. If I feel terrible and I'm in a bad mood and I'm angry, what does that do? It leads to an even weaker immune system, and I take actions based on being sick instead of actions being getting well. So now I wake up, okay, those thoughts, negative thoughts start to creep in, cancel, stop. Every day in every way, I'm getting better and better. Every day in every way, I'm getting better and better. Every day in every way, I'm getting better and better. And I would say it like that, all different fluctuations and tones, inflections, I should say. And then what I would do is I say, okay, here's what's going on today. Here are my supplements. Here's my new program. Here is lunch that I'm eating. Okay, here's the workout that I'm doing today. We're not going to overdo it. We're going to get to bed on time. Good. I'm excited about this. Now I was excited about my health. So I had new thoughts. Okay, new thoughts. I'm getting better every day. Not perfect today, but I'm getting better in every way and every day. So now it leads me to I have better feelings, which is going to lead me to better actions. Guess what? Over time, not in a day, not in a week, and not in a month, over time, what does it do? It rewires. You're no longer a sick individual. You're someone that each and every day, in every way, is getting better and better. And it doesn't imply that there even has to be an end date. You're continuing to move down the spectrum. So what I would do if I were you is begin in the morning and midday and in the evening with these anchors. So the anchor is first getting rid of the old, getting in the new, and then what you were doing in terms of that action. And I've got a great podcast on the 3 anchors that I use throughout the day. I would love you to check that out. Head on over to stephencabral.com/2026 for those specific anchors. And I'll tell you this. It's all about creating a new normal in life, right? So your current normal, no one can tell you that that isn't your normal. It is, right? When I was sick, my normal was being very sick. Addison's disease, type 2 diabetes, autoimmune issues like rheumatoid arthritis, myalgic encephalomyelitis, POTS, insomnia. You name it. My body was a mess, right? I don't have any of those things today. How is it possible? How is my new normal one of abundance, of health, of happiness, of being able to work out 5 days a week where I couldn't work out before? Like, how is that possible? I had to create a new normal. But first, it all starts with your pattern of thinking. That's really what it's all about. And then easing your way into that new normal. Not all at once, right? You are going from your normal state, right? But the nice thing is this, is that you don't have to keep that state for the rest of your life. It starts with your most predominant thoughts, those 75,000 plus per day, changing what you can with the 9% that are your free thoughts per day. And then eventually those 9%, those new thoughts begin to overwhelm and overtake and rewrite the code of the other 91% per day. And I'm not saying that you'll never have a negative thought again in your life. You will. But now you know you can cancel those out anytime you want. Hopefully today's Mindset and Motivation Monday was helpful. If it was, please do me a favor. Pass this show along to anyone else you believe it could serve. Take care, everyone. Have an amazing week, and I'll talk with you soon. Thank you so much for tuning into today's show, and I want to share with you this exclusive offer going on right now over at Equa.life, but it is for our podcast listeners and email newsletter subscribers only, and that is because we are not allowed to sell CBD-based products on Equa.life for various regulatory reasons. However, we are actually giving away our brand new CBD pain relief cream on all qualifying orders over $129 over at Equa.life. That means you get this brand new pain relief cream that contains 2 very powerful Ayurvedic-based herbs, 2 things that I used for many years when I was practicing in not only my own practice, but overseas in clinics. And that is with camphor oil that we used for aching joints, skin irritations, etc. It's also great for the skin to help rebuild collagen. So that was really fantastic for people dealing with joint-based pain. And then menthol for those dealing with muscle aches, inflexibility, inflammation as well. So all of that combined with a broad spectrum CBD oil that's going to give you all of that powerful pain relief. So if you're looking for a pain relief cream that enables you to get your body moving again, you'll want to check out Equa.life. That's EQUI.LIFE. It will show up as pain relief cream when you check out, completely free on all qualifying orders while supplies last, over $129. Check it out over at Equa.life.